Now, hopefully it does.
I hear music. Hey, Greg. Unmute.
No, I did. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Hey, folks, how's everybody doing tonight? Oh, my goodness. I'm sitting there with my mouse right over and over the mic, just making sure that I did not miss it this time. But, folks, hey, how's everybody doing? That's all good. How's everybody doing out there tonight? Oh, my goodness. Hello. Thank you, everybody, for showing up so far. I've seen some people out there. Let me switch over to that screen. We got,
there's an echo. There's an echo.
Is there? What about now? Are you still hearing an echo? Is there an echo? Oh, they are? Oh, okay. Well, let me turn it.
Echo. Steven even said, Steven's here. Hello, Steven. We got a great house.
Okay. Well, let us know if you can hear us. I hope you can.
Good.
Should be able to hear us. I don't know about the echo. I don't know what the echo is. It's probably something with my voice meter or something. I don't know. Sorry for you folks, but
it's all better now, Lowland.
Everything's good. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, all the people that are out there, we do have Scott Silverstein is here to see us. We have Geeks on Tour came out to see us. We got Craft Shack, she came out to see us. Mark Barris, Sheila Hensley. We have Stephen Daniels is watching. Lolan, hello. And there we go. So that's... Wow, that's not very nice. How about if we do something like this? Then? Let's bring all this down. See if this helps any. I don't know that it will, but we'll try. See what happens. All right, whatever. We'll try and see what happens. There's an echo, but it sounds great. Good. So it's a good sounding echo. That's wonderful. That's right. So I don't know what to tell you, folks. I will have to test this. Obviously, there's some stuff that I have to do. But let's talk about that, because this week we were talking about we have Windows 10 update. There's been a Windows 10 update. Obviously, that affected a lot of the stuff that I should have done some testing with first. So you may see me do some live testing on my channel to correct some of this stuff, see if we can't figure it out. Yeah, let us know. Let us know if you can't hear Heather. Well, that's good. I'm just kidding. All right, I'm trying to mess with sounds to try and keep her in it and keep her alive and kicking and hearing. So I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Okay. Mm-hmm. No sound. No sound now. Okay, so we'll try now and see what happens. I've got everything back up to where it's supposed to be, but who knows? Hopefully you can hear us, and if there's echo, it'll be echo. So there you go. Just let me know. Just let me know out there, folks, because I want to make sure that you can hear something.
They can hear you, but they can't hear me. Honestly, they're not missing anything. You just have to repeat the things that matter.
Okay, I guess. That makes no sense whatsoever with what I'm looking at. Here, but very low. Wow, this is... This is crazy. I don't get it either. All right, I'm going to turn me down, turn yours up a little bit. Okay. Echoing on your side. What does that mean? Okay, whatever. You're going to get an echo. Sorry, we're going to. The show's ruined, but I guess I'll have to redo all of this stuff. This is good, though. This lets me know that I've got a lot of work coming up. So
That's true. That is true. It's definitely what this is. So, all right, folks, I'll try not to scream. I'll sit back from my mic and maybe let her talk a little. I don't know what's up, but I know it is. Richard, I know it's back. I know it's back. You're either not going to hear. It's not Twitch, Steven. Steven's saying, is it Twitch? I don't even have Twitch running. Twitch is not even going. So I quit doing Twitch because I was having issues, and obviously there's more issues than I thought. So no, I don't have anything else running. Good one. And it's Michael's side. I get it. Okay, I get it, folks. But I don't know what to tell you other than I'm going to turn my volume down. I appreciate everybody trying to help me. Maybe this will just be like a tech. Just sit here and try and tinker with everything. Yes.
Scott, come up with the echo. So basically, what we wanted to know was
Yes.
what everybody's been experiencing in and anything that you'd like to talk about. Because the Windows update, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
It's been a nightmare. And thank you for demonstrating.
Yes, I agree. I know this is like a full-on demonstration. So what this tells me is be prepared whenever you have a huge update like that. So that's what I'm gathering by all this, is that I really should have done some serious testing before I came on and did this. I feel bad for anybody that rewatches this. That's a problem unless she is willing to text. There you go. Let me know if you can't hear, Heather. I know you guys still. I do want you to be able to hear both of us, so let us know that you can hear both of us. So say something, Heather.
Say something.
Hey.
I'll say something. I don't know that it'll be a value, but. All
Okay.
right, so I've asked like 3 times now, but I don't know if they're hearing it. So are you guys experiencing anything out there? I like that. Andrew says, new type of show, Michael creates problems and we have to fix them.
Yeah.
Yes, and it will cost you money.
Exactly. All right. Well, I hope you heard her. Did y'all hear Heather? She just spoke. I hope y'all are hearing her. If not, I'll have to repeat it. See, Mark had to leave the office. Oh my God! So I did a window update and had to leave the office. It's so true, Mark. Learning lip reading. So, okay.
Really can't hear me.
Wonder why.
I think it's better if you just remove me and you just talk.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, it doesn't solve anything. Hold on. What about now? Can y'all hear her now? How about now?
How about now? Oh, I can hear me. If you all can't hear me, wow. That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Heather, you are very, very faint. All right. We are
I might
learning.
faint.
We are learning.
I can hear me in
some
my
stuff.
ear, like really loud.
We are learning some fun stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, what? Oh, yeah, you can hear her.
Oh, they hear me now. So the only way for you guys to hear me is if I hear me in my ear. Awesome. That's fantastic.
That kind of stinks, but whatever.
All right. So, oh, it was working for a minute. Now it's not. Interesting. And now I don't have it in my ear either. Oh my gosh, this is nuts.
There's some fun stuff. I did
So
nothing.
what did you do?
I
Oh, it's
did.
all good in tech heaven. I don't know if they're hearing me now or not. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth doing, Michael. Yes, you should hear you in your ear.
This is fun.
It should be my punishment.
Oh my God.
It is working for me now. Oh my gosh, this is nuts. Yeah, okay, so be careful what I say. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I don't hear it in my ear anymore. So whatever it is, it's fixed. They can hear and it's working. Okay, moving on. Let's do it. We got this.
Who knows? Who knows at this point? I have no clue what is going on. Okay, so.
All right. Thank you for joining. Everybody have a great night.
Yeah, that was good. All right.
All right. So the one thing that we did want to do tonight, Michael, was talk with the audience about technology and any questions they might have about things, anything that they've heard out there in the news, tech news, whatever. And you had a few things you wanted to bring up as well. So if nobody types anything in the chat, you've got some stuff to chat with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I do. One thing I want to bring up. Go ahead.
Share what you did. Scott wants to know.
Share what I did.
Did you do anything?
Oh,
to make the sound work.
Yeah. I can share what I did. Basically, what I did is I messed with Voicemeeter because I use Voicemeeter, I use OBS, and I'm using Zoom. So I'm using all three that all have volume controls. And now the new Windows 10 has a volume control of itself to get all that stuff together. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's driving me crazy is Voicemeeter and the OBS are not working kind together. So that's what I'm doing to repair that, fix that, and get that straight. But I really don't know the things that I said. I was just hitting buttons to make something happen. So I hit
a little bit of desperation.
Right, exactly. So that's what I did.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You use Voicemeter so that way the folks out there can hear what your computer is doing?
Right. If I want to bring in computer sounds or something like that, exactly. That's what.
Or is that so that I can hear them?
Well, Voicemeter, it does one of two things. One, so you can hear what's going on, but also what they can hear, and I can control both those things. But it also lets me hear both of those things as well. So if I played a YouTube video right now, I don't have to. A lot of people can't do that. Like if you're doing a YouTube video on using Zoom and OBS or using OBS and live streaming, you can't get the YouTube sound out there if that's what you were going for, or those background sounds that I do. So what I do is Voicemeter allows me to bring that in to the presentation. So it comes right into OBS. So that's what gets sent out to the public. So that's kind of the way. That's kind of where I'm going, and that's what's going on. But it's tough. It's I have to rethink and go through the process whenever they change something because I forget what the setting was originally on Windows 10. So Windows 10, since it's new, it has a whole new menu of different things. I have to bring all that up. So it'll be some testing again. I'll just have to go through the retesting that I went through before. So thanks for asking, though. Yeah, exactly. I love Geeks on Tour.
So
she says,
I was just going to say, what does this button do? Yeah, that's pretty much tinkering with tech in a nutshell, wouldn't you say?
Yes, for sure. What does this button do comes into real play there for sure. So
here's something interesting. Scott brings up self-driving cars. That's interesting.
Self-driving cars, now self-fixing tech. you have to add that part to it too, because he did say that.
I was just trying to move on.
Yeah, I hear you. No, self-driving car, I love it. One thing I wanted to bring up, because it's a huge thing this past week or past 2 weeks or whatever, and tons of people getting on about their products, about the new GRPD or GDPR. Yes, the God. Oh no, that's not the right.
No. Global data.
Drowning, global drowning, something, whatever. Yeah. Gosh, I'm telling you, I have gotten updates from, and I use a lot of different things, a lot of different software, and every single one of them is updating their sites and doing all this kind of stuff. Has made that major of an impact. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry I'm echoing, but it is what it is. So it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's been kind of hard on the flip side of that, as somebody who owns a website and works. My day job is working with websites and making sure that they're compliant with these things. It's been a lot of jumping through hoops, and we have a hard deadline. The 25th is the hard deadline, and it's a global deadline. It's not just for the big guys. It's not for people who are just in the EU. It's for anyone who has anything to do with any EU citizen. So if you have a website and you have EU citizen information, you are affected by this, and it's a pretty big deal. Yeah. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that is a big deal. I tell you, it's something.
Yeah, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah, for sure. I noticed Mark had put in there something about lens. That was one of the first things I'm going to bring up. I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah, I have that article. There's an article that came out. It says how to use Google Lens and Google Photos and stuff, which I do try to do that. And even with this article, and in the last bit of this article, I'm not going to sit there and read the whole article, but it kind of works. But I found that a lot of small business logos I took in photos are just didn't offer anything. That's not entirely surprising, but it also means that Lens isn't very useful yet. And that's my feedback as well. I don't know anybody else that's using it.
Now, before you go into your feedback, let's talk about what Google Lens is for those who might not know. Google Lens is when you take a picture of something, you can actually hit that lens button, and then it will do this little really cool animation thing. That part's pretty neat. And it looks like it's searching out into the entire universe for what might this picture be, and bring you back some useful information about it. At least that's the idea, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you know, it works with business cards. Also, you can take a picture of a business card, and it's supposed to take that information, throw it into your contact. A lot of stuff that it's supposed to do, and it's still trying to do and working on. I think my son said something about it last time I mentioned this when he was out there. He says, didn't they used to have something like that? And I was like, yeah, that was Goggles, which was it did kind of the same kind of thing. But this is really supposed to be you're supposed to be able to drive by and take a picture or whatever if you're a passenger in a car, not driving. But if you're a passenger in the car and you take a picture like of a bank or some kind of building, or you see something, or even like a movie theater that has a movie playing, you take a picture of it, it's supposed to be able to give you like all the stuff like the tickets that are available for that movie in your area, all that kind of stuff. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know that it's necessary, to be honest with you, but it is cool concept. It's a cool concept. And I've actually seen some parts of it where I've enjoyed it working. When it's worked, I've enjoyed some of the things that I've done with it, like taking a picture of like a piece of art and learning about that art piece, the artist, if it's something that's obviously well known. Yeah, that's cool. Pretty neat. I've taken a picture of a painting, and the painting was so realistic, not one of mine. It was so realistic that it actually brought up the real location.
Oh, now that's really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. I think that's so cool that you're able to do that kind of stuff. I just want to see it more. You know, I want to see it happen more. That's the biggest thing to me. I'd like to see. I love the idea. I love the feature. I actually like Lens. I was actually one of the people before it actually came out. I was like not a trusted tester, but I was kind of a tester where I could use it and experiment with it a little bit, which was a lot of fun to try. But again, there's just not enough data behind it. It's my opinion.
Well, and it always comes down to just the way when voice started. I mean, do you remember not too long ago, if you started talking to your phone, it didn't hear 90% of what you said?
That's so true. Yes, that's so true.
We used it. We continue to use it. It continues to grow and get better.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that Lens can do, is get better. So you have to use it. You have to go through the mess, and you have to have patience, I guess.
That's my thing too. Is I encourage people to use these things, because the more you use it, the more it'll develop and get better and all that kind of stuff. True. It's the only way it's going to happen. So, good stuff. Andrew says visual search rather than a text view. Yeah, and that's so true. And that, for me, that's a big deal. I love to be able to go back and reference. I do this in Keep all the time, because Keep will pull the words off of whatever photo you have. So it's kind of like got Lens sort of built in. So that's kind of cool. I like that. It's just it's just a matter of using it. You have to use it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to train the AI if we don't use it. And, we've seen it before. If you don't use it, you lose it. And I think that it can be good. It just needs to be trained.
It just has to, it just has to be shown that, hey, this is the one that'll work or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
What I wish, there's something that I wish, it's not totally related to this, but it is the Google Assistant. I continually ask the assistant to do something, and she continually gets it wrong. And I want to smack the woman, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm getting therapy for that. But what I do want to be able to do is tell her that's not what it is. Like when she says, and I'm talking about her like she's a real person, I know. But when I say, what song is this? And then she listens, and then she says, it's da 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 da, and she's wrong. Like I went and I checked it. She was wrong. I want to be able to say, no, that's not it.
Yeah, almost like a correction, right? Almost like a correction.
Yeah, we should be able to do that.
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure you can't, though. I mean, I don't know. I
have not been able to figure it out. I spent all day this morning, all of like 3 hours this morning trying to figure out this one song and be able to find that song to use in my video, and I could not get her to. Like I played it from 3 different sources.
Yeah, you might want to do some more work instead of trying to figure out a song for 3 hours.
It was for work.
I'm kidding. I'm teasing.
I like what Andrew says. Sometimes I wonder if we are training the AI or if the AI is training us.
That's
I like
true.
that.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, it's different for sure. Yeah, that's Mark brings up a good point too. Go
ahead. Yeah.
It would be great if keep notes allowed for font and text changes within a note. Yeah, that is cool. I think that's a good idea. But I think here's my theory on that. When you use a sticky note, you use a little sticky note. You don't really change the font or that. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you write really hard, or you just all caps or something like that, which you can do kind of the same thing. But I agree with you to a certain extent, but I'm not pushing it. I like how quick and easy it uses.
Just be simple and streamlined.
Yes.
I just want them to keep.
I agree. That's why I use it all the time. I have it open on my computer. I have it open on my phone. I take so many keep notes, and the reason I take keep notes versus anything else is that I love to be able to search. I can search it. I can search it for any word I want. I can get anything. I don't know. To me, that's key to me. That's what I want to get out of it. And that's what's important to me.
The most important thing to me is being able to collaborate. When I'm able to say, here, let me just add it to our list.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get ready to go on our next trip, I want to make sure we have these things done. Oh, yeah, add that to that list. I love being able to do that. And the 3 of us in our little world, there's just 3 of us doing a lot of jobs, and we're able to stay right on top of them because we all share the same lists, and we're all able to Mr. Crafter went out and took a picture of the tires while it was the other way around. We were at the store, and he calls T-Dog, take a picture of the tires because we're not there. We can't see what the tire numbers are, but we were at the tire store to be able to check them. He takes a picture of it in Keep, and we've got it right there, boom, on our phone.
Yep.
I mean, obviously you can text those things, but it's kept now. We don't need to ask him for it again.
I know. I love it. I love that. That's so huge, and I love the ability to be able to have it, to reference it. I mean, I was at my mom's house. I've been over to her house. I mean, I've been to her house, but not for the Wi-Fi. And I was connecting a tablet, my Flip. I'm letting her use my Flip because she's going on a trip and she wanted something to have like a computer. And I said, here, use my Flip. I didn't know her Wi-Fi, but I knew that I took it. So I went into Keep, typed in just the word Wi-Fi. I had my Wi-Fi, I had my brother's Wi-Fi, and I had her Wi-Fi, and I could just pull it up, and I found out the password. So did everybody else. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now I will say, everybody else. Now I will say this. I like this comment from from Geeks on Tour. I started with
correct.
Evernote before Keep. Now I'm so confused. Also says Evernote can do all that and more. And you know what? It isn't about the tool so much to me as it is about using what you know. So if you know Evernote,
Absolutely.
totally, you can do what you can do with Evernote.
Absolutely.
I personally have tried Evernote multiple times, and I just can't do it. Whereas Keep is a part of my Google world. It's a part of my phone. Everything is just right there.
Now,
I don't have to do anything extra.
And now it's part of Gmail. On the new Gmail, Keep is there. I love it. It's just right there. I can drag and drop stuff. I love that feature. My reminders, and it'll do reminders for you. It'll do verbal note taking. I love that, and translate it into words for you.
I've been using it for
I love
like
it.
nonstop, but it's something I know. So going back to what I was just saying, is that you
exactly.
It isn't about the tool per se. It's about using the tools you know and what you're comfortable with. And for some people, the interface is a little bit better. Some people, Evernote makes a lot more sense. So there's no right or wrong. It's just use the tools you know and get to know them really well.
I like what Geeks on Tour said earlier too. Says we can correct places in Google Maps. Why not Assistant? I think, and she said, "Great thought, Heather," and that's so true.
I agree.
Because that's a big deal. I mean, we should be able to. I think you should be able to do that with anything, any app that's out there. That's my opinion. You should be able to somehow give them feedback on something that doesn't work for you in that app, or ask for a feature request or something.
You know what's funny that you say that was our very first episode. You and I did.
Feedback.
Was feedback.
That's true.
Isn't that funny?
That is true.
It all comes back
full
around.
circle, doesn't it? Yeah.
Full circle.
That is so true. So true. I like. I think you hit the nail on the head too. Is the collaborative part. You and I, before this show tonight, we were on Keep to give each other articles that we could bring up here and bring up screen shares and stuff like that. That's collaborative. That was so simple. To me, it was simple. I could do it from my mobile phone and drag it over. I could do it on my computer, bring over, and paste that link in along with the comments. And that's just so cool to be able to do that. I just love that ability. And now you can do it with your Gmail too. I mean, where you can put it where the app's right included in it on your computer. I don't know. It's just they're just making it a lot easier. Now, you know what? And the other thing is, and maybe you can tell us this, Geeks on Tour, if you're using the new Gmail, can you add Evernote over there? I know you can add apps over there. Just curious whether you can add that over there. I don't know. That'd be something you guys could teach us or show us and help us with. So, really cool.
Yeah, and integrations are happening all over the place. So it's not like because Keep is a Google product, it's going to integrate better or anything. Gmail, a lot of things do integrate with Gmail.
Right,
so.
Exactly, because so many people use it. Yeah, so that's a big deal.
So the key is to work with what you know and to know it the best you can. So find out, does it integrate? If it does, then utilize that because it'll make your life a little bit simpler.
I think so. I think that's true. All right, let's see. I want to go to my next thing here. Let me bring this up. This is pretty interesting and cool. I did not know that they were doing this, but YouTube's streaming music service has begun to roll out. They're actually doing, I guess, like a, whatever you call that, the music ones, all of the music ones, Spotify and all that kind of stuff.
Like
and everything.
Spotify and
all those different
would
things.
Amazon Music be a part of that too then?
I don't know.
Same thing, Pandora, those ones, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. So
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, there you go. But so that they're starting to roll that out. Is this something that interests you guys? I mean, because in my opinion, here's the way I was thinking on this. It's one more music thing.
Yeah, but if it's connected to YouTube Red and you already have YouTube Red, it would be a nice addition. I don't know that it is though. Did you?
I think, and I see Geeks on Tour says, I'm so confused. I've been using YouTube Music for over a year. What's new? It says YouTube streaming music service has begun to roll out. I'm not real sure.
I think streaming is different than YouTube Music, only because, and the only reason why I'm saying this is because I think that what they've been doing before have been videos like already uploaded
Mhm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this is streaming not live music, but it's streaming it.
And
This is
YouTube Red,
Google.
I think
This is
YouTube
Google
Red.
confusing the issue with the wording.
I know.
here.
I think YouTube Red, and I think Chris, she says that out there in Geeks on Tour. She says $9.95 a month. YouTube Red, you get YouTube Music with it and Google Play Music. So yeah, I think it's coming out as a standalone item. I think is what it is.
That figures.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, no, I won't be using it.
Yeah. And my thing is, here's the deal with me. I mean, I love, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm in a 4-month trial period of YouTube Red. I signed up for it. I wanted to see what it was. I think it ends in July. And I just love it. I really do. I love
YouTube
it.
Red?
I do, because on my Google Home, it works great with that. I can pull up stuff from YouTube, and it's just so much easier. Otherwise, I have to go through one of my, whether it's Google Play Music or one of those other things, if I don't have the YouTube Red. So I'm actually thinking about purchasing the YouTube Red, because this comes with it. You know, like she mentioned, this comes with it. And maybe it won't.
So the streaming comes with it?
Yeah, streaming music. That's what she mentioned. $9.95 YouTube Red. You get YouTube Music with it and Google Play Music.
Is YouTube Music the same as YouTube streaming?
I think it is, because YouTube streaming music service has begun to roll out, is what the article said. So to me, it sounds like the same thing. But like you said, who knows? Who knows with Google? That's just like in the old days. Remember a Hangout event and then a YouTube
Don't
event.
even go there. You're
YouTube
going to confuse
event.
the audience. They're like, what?
Yeah, that's what we're here to do. That's our job, is to confuse the audience. Yeah, we're supposed to. That's what we're supposed to.
I like this. At least that's what it was last week.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, now I have just recently, so in my house, we continually start up a service, and then we go, let's do without the service for a while.
Yeah.
And we just started YouTube Red up again this week. So we're huge fans of YouTube Red, especially when we're traveling, because
I can
something
imagine.
T-Dog and I like to do a lot is grab a bunch of videos that we want to watch when we have no internet, because you know, we're internet deprived.
Great point. When you're traveling, that's true.
Yeah, and you can grab them, you can download them, and keep them on your device for a short period of time, and then you can watch them at your leisure, and you're not using any kind of data or anything, and it's really nice. And you don't have to deal with like buffering.
Yes.
And the best part, you don't have to see the same stupid ad for the insurance company.
That's so true. Oh my God, that's one of the benefits. And I've been watching a lot of YouTube video lately too, just trying to pick up on some of these things. Some of the people that have done shows on the GD, RFP, NAA, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever that thing is. The good God.
I will tell you this. As a creator who gets paid for creating videos and putting them up on YouTube through measly amounts of money in AdSense, I appreciate YouTube Red, because my numbers, when you look at my analytics, are much higher on the Red. The Red is a higher number than and the reason why I think that is not because there's more people watching, but I think that because you get to split that revenue with others. And I don't think that in my genre there's a lot of people watching. I don't really know what the reason is. I just think it's kind of cool. So clearly ads are something to not have to, like people are willing to pay to have to watch them.
That's right. Yeah.
And then the person you're watching still gets paid was the whole point of everything I was trying to muddle.
Yeah, no, that's awesome though. I like that. I think that's so cool. I think that's an excellent point, but I didn't realize that you could track the two. So you can see where.
Yeah, it splits it out.
Oh, nice.
It splits it out on analytics. Yeah.
Nice.
It's kind of cool.
You know me, maybe I need to spend a little more time on those analytics, huh? You always say that to me,
I don't spend much time there.
Folks, just so you know, I wanted to mention this too. I wanted to bring this up. I have some good friends that top contributor Scott Peachy. Some of you know him. He is technically speaking, but they stopped doing their Friday show. But I kind of like the premise of what they were doing, where they were talking back and forth like what we're doing here. So I wanted to kind of bring that in once or twice or whatever. If I have a guest, great. If I don't have a guest, that's fine too. But to bring this up and get the audience involved, because I think that's an important part of collaboration and community. So I wanted to do this a lot more, and everybody, I don't have a lot of views for the one where I did out on my back porch when I didn't have internet, but the views I have and the feedback that I had, everybody loved it. I was on my Pixel book with a hotspot. I really didn't know how that was going to go. Apparently a lot better than now, because we got echo and everything else that I got to deal with, but so I really want to, this is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to get audience engagement. I want you guys to leave in your comments. If you rewatch this, if you leave in the comments, hey, I'd like to see a show on this, or I'd like to see some of those things, or let's talk about these things. And weekly, I want to try and get more of what's going on now. So when you come back and watch these, you can, it's kind of like evergreen, but also kind of history kind of thing. You can see how some of these things evolve as well. So just my 2 cents there.
It.
Yeah, just my 2 cents. What else we got? Let's see what else we got out there. Average to view YouTube with no ads. That is so stinking true. Heather, do you monetize all your videos so non-red viewers are seeing ads, red or not? Is that the case?
Pretty much.
Really?
Yep. Well, I only do, technically I'm only doing one show a week. So at the moment, and it's, the free Craft It Live show. And the only way that I'm earning any kind of money right now is those goofy little ads that are on there. So yeah, that is definitely monetized. I've just not been able to do my 2 videos a week, and I've not been able to, do a lot of the things that we normally did, like Patreon. We got rid of Patreon in December, and, so we've had a lot of changes at the Craft Shack, and the only income that the Craft Shack is bringing in at the moment is revenue from YouTube, which is not it's not an amount worth talking about, to be honest. So, and that's due to lack of uploads, really, that's the truth. So
there you go. All right, let's see, really the last thing that I wanted to bring up, and this will be right on Geeks on Tour. They'll love this, but Google Photos adds likes and favorites with hearts and stars. So they added these new features where you get to have likes and stars now on your little photos, and so there you go. See the little heart? Oh, look, there's a little heart.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that? What do you guys think of that? I don't like that personally, but I like my photos and I like the way they are. That's just me though. I wonder if there's a feature that'll be able to be turned off or turned on.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I know, unfortunately. But whatever, that's fine.
The world is used to hearting things now, I guess. That's
liking, thumbs up, hearting, whatever, thumbs down, whatever.
Yeah, it's strange to me. I don't need it. I personally don't need the visual affirmation that someone loves, quote unquote, the picture that I put up. I don't really need that. What I prefer more than anything else, I do a lot of stuff on Instagram. I prefer comments or some sort of verbal action, which is text. Really, it's not verbal, but you know what I'm saying.
I do.
I prefer that over any heart anytime. But it's not the world we live in. We just want to tap and go. So.
I agree. Geeks on Tour did ask, why did you get rid of Patreon?
Oh, do you want to talk about that?
We can sure.
Talk about that.
We can talk about that a little bit.
It's a technical speaking thing too.
There you go.
So, last year at the end of the year, Patreon made a decision, and this is my opinion, a snap decision. They made a snap decision to change the way that they were going to charge the folks, and their intentions were very, very good. They intended to get more money into the creator's pocket, but their execution of that intention was pretty shady to me, and the decision was made so quickly, And basically in 4 days we're doing this. Like, you don't have any say over it.
Yeah.
And
I know a lot of people were upset about it too. A lot of
many people
upset.
were upset about it, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I was upset because I felt like my experience with Patreon was that most of the people who subscribed to me or supported me on Patreon didn't fully understand that that was a separate company that I basically got to partner with, and they were in control of the entire website and all of the things that they do. I just got to use their platform to get paid to upload things and reward people who shared with me their money, right? So based on that whole thing, I knew that when they made this change, immediately people would think I had done this to them.
Oh, I see.
And so I wouldn't be able to stand up and say, well, I don't fully understand what they're doing to you, but it isn't me. And I kind of felt like I was backed into a corner and had no choice in the matter because it wasn't up to me. So that really put a nasty taste in my mouth. So I immediately started looking for alternatives, and in talking to the folks who were supporting me and letting them know where I was feeling about those things, everyone pretty much agreed that we weren't getting out of Patreon what we really wanted anyway. So it didn't matter. Go ahead and let it go. Now, the alternative was to open up a membership site on my website, which on the surface seemed really simple. In practice, it requires a much larger team than this one gal has. And, family and everything else that's happened over the last 6 months have kind of put some of that on the back burner. So it's been a little bit of a struggle in that sense, but you asked about why I quit Patreon. I think I answered it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, definitely, for sure. And that's a great point. You bring up a lot of good points because I know that I just in hearing things, I heard a lot of people that were really upset too. There were a lot of people that were upset. Whoa, wait a minute now. What are you doing? You're changing this and you're not, and you have no choice. That was the big deal. You have no choice.
I should clarify, Michael, before you continue that, I should clarify they did immediately retract that decision. So they never really put it into practice, but that in itself made me feel even less secure about them, because if they were so quick to make such a snap decision in such a short amount of time, and then to so quickly retract on that very important decision, I almost feel like you're dealing with a 3-year-old. That's
no
how
doubt.
I felt.
Yeah,
that's
no
really
doubt.
how I felt.
Yeah. It's almost like they didn't put all the thought into it before they made that decision as well. Yeah. I know Mark says I use Venmo a lot to pay and donate and to people and causes and pay.
Wow,
it's a PayPal
Venmo.
And
I've never even heard of it.
I've used that. We use that like in our fantasy football teams and stuff like that to pass along money to each other. I was not very pleased with that app and everything. I did it. But I said, why can't I just pay you on PayPal? It's a PayPal company anyway, right? And, so, but these kids nowadays, they're all using it and stuff. So I did it, but I'm not so sold on it as of yet. But I do know about it. Let's put it that way. It's the same thing as like Google Pay. It's the exact same thing as Google Pay, except for Google Pay is taken in a lot of places. Like I can go to Subway and just take my phone and put it up there in Google Pay and pay for it and that kind of stuff. I love that a lot. And I can pay you if I want to give you money. I can just send it to you, boom, and you get it. So it's things like that. But and Geeks on Tour, wow, a lot of comments there. She said, okay, I heard about the Patreon experience. Understood. I love our membership website model, but we have to manage it. Patreon does it for you, but then they might do things you don't like. So pros and cons. So true. So true.
Well, and, a point you bring up there is very interesting because you mentioned there's Venmo and there's PayPal and there's Google Pay and Apple Pay and I mean, it's kind of fascinating that there are a number of, and I mean a large number of options out there for just about anything that you want to do. It's a matter of which one do I like the best. It's kind of the theme of tonight.
Right.
It isn't one way is the best or one way is better than the others. It's more a matter of which one am I more comfortable with, because I will tell you that there are a lot of people not at all comfortable with PayPal. The word
True.
PayPal gives them the EBGBs, and they don't even realize that the other option they've chosen is actually PayPal company, but
Right.
it doesn't say PayPal, so that makes them feel better.
That is so
It's kind
true.
of interesting.
That is so true. And, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. I'm interested, though. I'm interested to hear what some of these other ones are. That's why, when the kids told me, said, "Hey, Dad, pay with Venmo. How come you haven't, whatever?" We just get it. And I was like, okay, well, so I tried it, and just my experience was not great, but that's okay. That was a first time thing, and maybe now that I have it on my phone, but it's just.
I think you should take out your phone right now and test it by sending me some
Heather,
cash
I'm
right
gonna
now.
send you
Just go
some
ahead.
money.
I'll let you know how I feel about it.
All right.
After I receive the cash.
Hold on. It says that user does not have Venmo. Too bad for you. I'm just
Figures.
That was quick for you. If you really believe that, I didn't do that. I can't. I can't type that quick. So anyway. Oh, that's funny. No fees, Mark? Really? There's no fees?
That's interesting to me. I was just going to say no fees makes little sense because there has to be somebody.
Yeah, there's a way for them to make money somehow. Yeah,
there's a coin going to somebody somewhere somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be.
That's like when you see the word free. It's never truly like from your bank. Like free checking. No. You're making money somewhere, I promise you, or something like that.
Yeah, no. Well, yep. Somewhere, somehow, somebody's getting coin.
Right.
Nobody makes and goes through all the trouble to do all of that, only to just not. It just doesn't.
I know, Mark.
I don't even have words to say.
I know, Mark says that there's no fees. Is that you sending? Because I think the person receiving actually takes a hit on that. I'm not sure. An Aloe company.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because I receive funds and I have to pay for them in PayPal. So it might not cost you any money to send, but I know that it costs me money to receive, which is fine. I mean, it's a processing fee. In my opinion, a processing fee makes sense because they've got to transfer the ones and zeros and guarantee that the money is actually being legitimately shared.
That's true. So verify the bank, all that kind of stuff.
It makes sense to have to pay 2.9% or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
It's usually very small.
That's a little high, though, in my opinion. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but
I don't know. Less than 3 cents on a dollar. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
I guess. What's $100 then?
That would be less than 30.
I know. See, I can't see pulling out $30. I know. That's what I'm saying. That $30 is $30. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting.
So you just have to do $101 things.
Right. That's a better idea. I like that.
I like it. Yeah. This is the math, Heather Crafter style.
That's right.
It's $3. This is even better. Math is even better, right? Just I get corrected. It's $3.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
If you aren't laughing, you're on the wrong show. I don't know what to help you guys with.
Yeah, see? We tried the math and it didn't work. Okay.
All right, what are you busy doing now? You're off doing something. I've lost you already.
You have. I know. I was trying to figure out on Google Pay. I wanted to see because Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila said with Google Pay, do both people have to have a Google Pay account? And I don't believe you do, but I'm not sure how they would receive it if you didn't. So.
Yeah, you have to pay. Okay, so this is from Thomas. You have to pay when the sender uses a credit card. You do not have to pay when they send you money from their PayPal account or checking account. Yes, that's true, sort of. because if you use, for example, if somebody has a donation button and you use your PayPal account, they will still pay a fee because it's a donation. And so there's still a fee on there, even if you use your PayPal account. I just received money yesterday from someone from their PayPal account, and I paid a fee for that. They didn't purchase anything. But if you purchase goods or services, you have to pay a fee on that. I know when I send money to Michael, I always say it's a gift. Because everything I do is a gift.
We're recording that.
I know. Well, that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. Everything I do is a gift.
Yeah.
Always. I'm a very giving soul.
I think when you receive something, look at there. Mark just gave me $1 on my Venmo. I love it.
Mark, okay, I've got to get this Venmo clearly.
Now I have no idea how to collect that money, but anyway, I have to figure that out now. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to find out and answer for you, though, Miss Sheila, because I want to know, too, on Google Pay. What I think happens is if somebody sends you money in your Gmail on Google Pay, and you don't have Google Pay, and you sit there and you get, oh, wow, he just gave me, Heather, when you get your $100, I just got $100. Wow, that's nice. How do I collect it? I don't have Google Pay. I think what it does. We should
test it, Michael. We should just test it.
Yeah. Okay. 0.00. Oh no, it's 100. Okay, I have to get my decimals right. No. But I think what has to happen. I think for you to receive it, you have to say, okay, yes, you can receive it. Do you want to take it on a debit card? Do you want to take it on a credit card? Or how do you want to receive it? I think it gives you that option. At least that's the way Gmail used to work with the old, whatever the heck it was called, Google.
I tell you what, why don't we figure this one out in between, and we'll make sure that we bring back the answer, and I will do the research to find out about PayPal and those things that I just said.
Wow, so we got homework
from memory, so
we got homework now.
You're wrong.
Awesome. Hey, listen, it's been about an hour. I think that's a good, solid show. I think it was fun. It was a different way of doing this.
Yeah, we spent the first 20 minutes trying to figure out how to talk to each other.
Oh, my God, and get sound.
Yeah. So that was good.
Most of you heard me from a canyon, so I have to figure that out. So there'll definitely be some testing going on. Hopefully, maybe that could be a workshop on Saturday. Speaking of workshops, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, to anyone who's actually stuck around all the way to this end, you deserve a round of applause because, you went through a whole lot to get here, and we're grateful for that.
Absolutely.
And you might want to consider becoming a part of the community, because the community, the paid-for community, is a place where folks pay through PayPal, where folks pay $10 a month as long as they want. You can cancel anytime, but you have access to all of the workshops that we've done up to this point. You have access to Michael and myself anytime during the month. You can ask for help on something. We've even done this really cool thing one time where somebody said, I'm having trouble with this app. I need to see if it will work. And it was something that I had to pay for, but I went and purchased it. Lolan needed help with something. I went and purchased it so we could see if we could make it work. And it was quite a neat experience to be able to do that, because if it weren't for the community, we would have just said, I don't know, you have to figure that one out. But we all got together and we got in a chat and took a look and made it happen. It was pretty cool. I enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah, me too.
If you want that kind of help, and if you want that kind of camaraderie with other people who are interested in learning more about tech, it's a great place to hang out. And if you only do it for a month, it's cost you $10 to find out what it's like.
Yeah, and exactly. And I'll tell you what, the last workshop we did, it was on, I haven't even done anything on this, and I might do something on this on one of the shows or whatever, was Snagit, which was really cool. But your money that you pay and support the community helped me upgrade that. so I could go in and just learn more, and because it does a lot of really cool stuff now. I mean, like, yes, and so I mean, like, you can change text within something that you already have a picture, or your picture you take. You can move items around on somebody else's picture.
Well, don't tell us all about it. Anyway, another show.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's really, really quite cool, some of the stuff that you can do now. So that's the kind of thing. And I know I may want to do something on a workshop coming up soon with OBS. I know people that are interested, and maybe do a show on how to get the sound right in your OBS presentation so you don't have echoes with the new Windows 10 update. So I might do not only a workshop this Saturday, but I might do a fix-it, like a tinkering workshop, figuring out how to get this sound right. So maybe I'll do that with community members, and we can all test stuff and see stuff. And so I may even go live. You may see a live broadcast just because I need to go live to test some of the stuff. So that's what we'll test. I can do it unlisted, but I'd rather involve some people because some people like to have it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you've already got a couple volunteers out in the audience who said, let me know when you're ready to test.
Good.
Awesome.
All right, we are going to end things here. We will put the link to the Zoom meeting inside of our community, our Google Plus community. So anybody that's a member, you're welcome to come in and talk to us afterward.
That's worth $10 alone right there, just to be able to come in here and chat
it
afterwards.
It is. We have some really good conversation.
I'm paying my $10 right now.
we have really good conversation in there a lot of times too. So, okay, so Mark says, cool, I'd love a show like that. And I think they just, bought Flickr. Oh, did they really? I'll be darned. I don't know what that'll do, but anyway. Folks, thanks for coming out. Like I said, I appreciate it. I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try and do, even with my Pixel Book or whatever, I'm going to go out and do that, a live one outside, because you guys enjoyed that so much. I'll try and mix that up. I'll still have guests on. I still want to do the same kind of stuff and all that kind of thing. But thank you very much. And I'm in the process, also, I got to switch over all of these logos and stuff, so I'll be getting that stuff together too. So thanks, everybody, for coming. We will see you soon, and have a good one, and keep tinkering.
Bye, everybody.
All right. See ya.